Recently, I bought a 2018 KTM 350 dirt bike. It had a hard life of racing until finally it blew up during a race. The previous owner took it to a shop where they quoted him almost $9,000 for the repair, so I got the bike for $2 grand. Yes, it's a basket case, but we're gonna make it beautiful. My plan is to build a competitive and reliable dirt bike and enter my very first race with it. So far, we've torn everything down, diagnosed what it needs, ordered a ton of parts, and designed a custom color scheme for this thing, because we all know that looking good makes you faster. We also sent out a ton of parts to get vapor blasted and zinc coated, and now that they're back, they look absolutely amazing. We also opened up a heaping pile of brand new parts for this build and installed a brand new seat cover. In this episode, we'll be going to the dealership to pick up the last of our OEM KTM parts for the build, and while we're there, we're going to test out the world's most powerful production dirt bike, the Stark Varg. I can't wait for that. Then we'll head back to the shop and I'll show you some pre-work that I've done behind the scenes, check out our brand new suspension from Rocket Ron Racing, and some other small things that are falling into place as we get ready to do the final build on this KTM. And at the very end, I'll have an update on the Corvette project. All right, guys, let's get into it. All right, guys, we're at Scott's, gonna pick up our OEM parts. They changed a lot of stuff in here. I don't know if you guys remember when I bought the Kawasaki, none of this display was here. Got the Raptor, YFC.
How's it going?
What's up, man? I've got some KTM parts.
Oh, okay. What's your last name?
Sabo.
Yep, got you right in here. Pick all this up for you.
This is all staged, by the way. We literally were just in here talking about. I'll cut this section.
Yeah, Andrew, I thought you would have had it all pulled up.
Okay. To be fair, there's a lot of stuff and it's each individual. I have to pull up every single one.
It's okay, man. It's okay. It's all for the shot, dude. I am kind of excited to see these parts, though.
Oh, yeah.
This is the missing link. So I got all the OEM parts here. So I think it's like kind of recent. Scott added the OEM parts portal. Mm-hmm. And typically I use Partzilla, but they do not have Husqvarna and KTM. So you guys are a Husqvarna and KTM OEM parts provider, mm-hmm. and had everything I needed. So yeah. Thought it'd be cool to actually order it to the dealership and pick it up. And,
then go grab all that for you.
All right, thanks, dude. Not gonna lie, I was a little bit worried that maybe some of the stuff wasn't here, and it was like a partially filled order, because I know KTM stuff. Oh, I thought I ordered these from somewhere else, and they didn't come in the mail. I didn't realize I got them here. All right, we got our handlebars. Do you check to make sure the orders are like totally complete? Is that what you're doing right now? Mm-hmm. Oh, awesome.
Yeah, making sure that everything is right on here.
I was actually a little concerned about that too, because like anytime I order all the little OEM parts and stuff, it's easy to mix stuff up.
Oh, so definitely.
Do people do this typically? Order them to the dealer, or are most of them shipped right to the residence?
We get a bit of both. We get people from like out of state who won't have it all shipped to their house. I'd say definitely a little bit more shipping through the online orders, but still a lot of people will order them and come in.
I'm assuming you rode the Stark.
I did, actually, yeah.
What do you think of it?
As a dirt bike and a supermoto, it's unreal.
Well, guys, on that note, I think it's absolutely imperative that I drive a Stark Varg. The Stark Varg is the world's most powerful production dirt bike, making 80 horsepower. They are insanely fast from what I hear, and it just so happens to be that Scott Power Sports in Coopersburg, PA is a Stark dealer, and they've got 2 demo units. I think we have to ride them. We just have to. I definitely want to just get the feel for it, man. You got to remember, dude, I'm still like a scrub.
25, 30, 35, 40, 40, and then 55 for the maps. Every map has full regenerative braking on it, so it slows down.
Okay.
Otherwise, the thing just like rolls everywhere, from what I found. And then you want to come over here, I'll show you. The button's pretty simple. It's not that
Yeah, when you're out there tinkering around, make sure you go through your different maps and just feel the difference.
Yeah. So
80 horsepower is irrelevant.
It's too fast. Yeah. So power's on. It's going to be in neutral. You hit the down button. That's going to go into your first gear, and then you go between the maps. Just go. You can use the up button.
Wow.
Down to go down. Fairly simple. And then when you want to put it in its neutral mode, just turn that button, hit the on button, and then once it's flashing, it's neutral. I mean, it's in neutral. My follows no actuation.
Is there really like a point to the neutral?
Yes. So if you can have the bike on, but if somebody walks up and hits.
Oh yeah, I guess yeah.
I use the neutral a lot.
I had some kid in the showroom the other day, before we unhook them all, hits the button and whacks a throttle, the whole thing on the stand, like.
Oh my God.
So you can go ahead, that's your map 1, map 2, 3, 4, 5, and you can go back down.
And 5 is 55? Or is 580?
Is that what you said, B?
What?
Is map 5, you said 55?
55,
Yeah.
There's no point in me even trying to like. No, but I'm saying like the 80 one. I'm gonna get the feel for it. Stark Varg, man. So I've been riding the free ride. And right now I'm in mode 1, which is 25 horsepower. I'm gonna see what they got going on for this. They have a little track here at the dealership. I would actually say mode 1 does not have as much power as the free ride. Let's bump it up to mode 2. Okay, so that's all there is to it. The suspension feels real good. Dude, this thing, these e-bikes are a freaking blast, man. I'd say this feels similar to the KTM Mode 2. Dude, different but the same. Mode 2 feels like that. Mode 1 is like a little, what did you think?
I was just in mode 1.
Oh, dude,
It's really slow. I didn't even like open it up yet.
Dude, just put it in 3.
Okay, put it in 3.
Yeah, I would say mode 2 on this feels almost exactly like that,
Yeah.
power-wise. All right, let's try mode 3. Oh yeah, now we got some power. Oh man. Brandon, you go ahead of me, dude. I can tell you're trying to pass. Mode 3 is where it's at, man, for me. Oh man, it's dusty.
Dude, this thing's sweet. Like, it's got its own place. It's not a Stark, but like I would say like 250 trail bike replacement. Like
Yeah.
250 like F or 250 like trail bike would be like this is its place. It's got its own like geometry. Like geometry's different than that. It's very like enduro-ish. You know what I mean? Like a trial type. Like the head angle super steep. It's not like a slack head angle like that would be. Like when you're steering it, you can feel it's really like, but it's sweet.
Dude, good buy for the money.
Dude, this thing is sweet.
Dude, I feel like that could be a great dealership machine. Like when you're having a day or you have a customer, just hit the track, dude. But you've probably got a million pit bikes for that.
We do and we don't, but we're always looking for more.
All right, it's time for mode 4. Mode 4. Oh shit, yeah, you can feel it. Oh yeah. 4 feels really good. I'm gonna say, I don't know if this is the 40 horsepower. On map 3, you could like lay into it on this corner, and then when I did 4, it suddenly, I could feel like, okay, now we're getting a little bit more power. I think I'm just gonna put it in 5 and feel what it has. Okay. I would really appreciate this like on a real trail, I think.
it would be an absolute blast, where you could really open it up. And in the sand too, because this obviously has no issue with power.
Oh yeah, and the sand it's amazing.
Oh my gosh, dude. Fifth has got some balls. Oh man. Yeah, dude, holy shit. Yeah, man, that's a little too much power for me. I feel like I would lose control. You can feel instantly. Oh yeah, holy shit, dude. It's not even just the power, like the map. Oh wow, yeah, it comes on really quick. If you guys are new viewers, I'm like, oh yeah, I'm a pretty new rider, so this is, that I would get hurt like really quick if I didn't, you gotta respect the power, but dude.
I'm super lucky to have the relationship that I have with Scott Power Sports. I want to give them a huge shout out. If you guys are looking for a Stark dirt bike, they are a fully furnished dealer. They've got a bunch of bikes here for you to choose from. And as you could see from this video, they're also an OEM parts provider for KTM and Husqvarna. They have an online parts portal that makes it really easy to order the parts that you need, and you can have them shipped directly to your house. You don't have to have them shipped to the dealership. If you guys do decide to make an order from Scott, parts can add up quickly. So I worked with the guys at Scott, and they decided to give me a promo code. It is Sabo saves me 20. It is cap sensitive, so make sure you have the capitals in the beginning of each of those words, just like I have it on the screen here. That's going to save you $20 off an order of $100 or more. Now let's get back to the shop and take a look at some of these parts. I've actually already broken them down and started doing a ton of pre-work for the KTM as we're waiting for a few more pieces to come in. Let me show you what's going on. Well guys, it's been about a week and I haven't had too much movement on the KTM, but there's always stuff going on in the shop, so come on in, I'll show you what's going on. Come on. So we've been sort of stalled out here, basically waiting on two components. The one is the freaking back wheel. You guys can see, just a vacant tire still. We've been waiting for that. It's freaking lost in the mail. So it's being shipped via FedEx, contacted FedEx, and last it was seen, it was like 20 minutes away. It would have been here one more day. This was, oh my gosh, like 3 weeks ago it was there, and I ordered these things at least 5 weeks ago. They said it's lost, so we're figuring that out. Super annoying, but you know, what are you going to do? That's just part of the process. And then the other thing is for the engine build, you can see I've got all the parts laid out here. We're getting ready for, well, we are ready for the engine build. The only thing is I like to have the head built for the videos. I don't actually show how to build the head, like put the valves in and stuff. And you can see the valves are not in there. This is a brand new KTM head that came from Scott Power Sports. The old one, I just didn't want to risk running that. But because the only reason I haven't built that yet is because I don't have the springs. I ordered a valve kit. I'm going to be upgrading. Well, for performance-wise, it's actually a downgrade, but I consider this an upgrade. So the KTMs have titanium valves, and apparently the titanium valves are not known for lasting very long. So they're great valves, very high performance. They're a little bit lighter, so the engine's going to run at higher RPM. But they make stainless steel valves, which are technically a downgrade, but they're supposed to last a lot longer. And you know, they're just slightly heavier. And I don't think it's the type of thing, though, that a normal rider is going to notice. So for me, that was an upgrade. So we're going to go. I ordered a stainless steel valve kit, but the wrong springs came with it. So we're just waiting for the correct springs to come. I'm just going to be putting OEM factory KTM springs in there. So I can't build that. And I like to have all of the pieces together for the engine build videos. Aside from that, though, I think every single piece is here that we need for the KTM build. So D-Day is coming soon. I've kind of been doing a lot of stuff on my own, and I'll show you some of the stuff that I've done. I've got all our master cylinders and everything. I put the new zinc coated hardware. That's all from Motoblast. If you guys want to get your hardware re-zinc coated, contact Motoblast. His name is James. Website is njvaporblast.com. He does phenomenal work. You can see the brake lever right here. Same thing. It's going to look really cool with that gold zinc on there. Then they got the rear master cylinder as well. I have got all the rebuild kits right here. That's one thing I do need to do. They actually just came in the mail today. Graphics came. These are from Graphics Producer. They look freaking awesome. He sent two different styles. So this one you can see looks super vibrant, right? And I love, he put the holographic blue for the numbers. It looks super trick. That looks really vibrant, but wait till you see the other one. Oh, I don't know if the camera is going to pick it up quite as much, but this one is way, way more vibrant. He had to take the gray out of it because I guess the gray doesn't go over top of this super high vis yellow, whereas on this one you can do it. So I'm going to put it up against the plastics, see which one is better. He sent 2 kits, which is awesome because I actually have 2 sets of plastics. Since we're doing the 2-tone plastics, I had to order 2 sets. So I'll be able to have 2 sets of plastics with graphics. I'll be able to actually run both of these. Very, very nice. Well, before, I want to show you that this is actually a really cool tool. But let me show you what I have over here first. We have the... Again, this is all, I'm just prepared. Like everything is organized. I want to be as ready to rock and roll so that when all the stuff gets here, we can just boom, 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 knock it out, done. I've got the triple tree all finished up. This is that bronze coating. That's a Cerakote done by Bonehead Performance Coatings. I pressed back in I don't know exactly what that's called, like the shaft here, but I had to press that back in. We've got our sprocket. This is the sprocket that came off. I put it in the ultrasonic cleaner. Basically, just trying to get everything where it needs to go because finding the hardware when you're doing the build that can be really difficult. In here, I've got the brake calipers. These are beautiful. Let me take these out. It's tough working with one hand. Okay, that's what she said. But here's the caliper. Got the bronze on the Brembo, and then vapor blasted the caliper stay. Got the pads loaded in there, all the zinc coated hardware. These are gonna look so, so, so good. The back one is on there too. When all this stuff comes together, it's just gonna look awesome. Here is the rear brake. This is the original brake. I put the Enduro Engineering, the toe on there. Got the hardware, yellow zinc coating, and then bronze Cerakote. Our bearings are in place. Everything is ready to rock and roll. Here's the axle, man. I just can't get over that yellow zinc. It looks so good. Our brake lines are all cleaned off and ready to go. We're actually reusing those. Here's the throttle. The throttle tube will go in there. All ready to go. Swing arm is loaded up. You can see I've got the blue adjusting blocks back there. Axles in there. I've already got the little plastic plugs in there. Got all the bearings pressed in here. A new chain slider. I've got the brake line guide right here. Everything is in place, ready to rock and roll. All our plastic pieces are cleaned up. Cleaned up the throttle body. I cleaned that in the ultrasonic cleaner. Lubricated all the cables, made sure everything is good to go. Seat cover, as you guys saw, that is all complete, ready to rock and roll. We've got our brand new handlebars. They're in it's like a titanium bronze kind of color. But it should look really good with this color scheme. Unfortunately, I don't think we'll be able to run this because we've got the Hermosi bar clamps we're going to be putting on there. Here is the kickstand. You guys probably saw that in the last video. Our mud flap and the subframe right here. And I got the black airbox. So you can get that airbox right from KTM in white or black. And I think you can get orange also. So black was pretty much the only one that would go with the color scheme, and I've got that all in place. It's kind of a pain in the ass putting that on there. And this like intake tube was so disgusting with this like heavy duty, gritty sludge. I had to clean all that stuff off. And then I've got the hardware and stuff in place here. I think our one bolt fell down there, but same thing, just, getting everything in place. Oh, you guys will really appreciate this. Let me bring this. I'll just bring one of them over here. I had some people complaining. Actually, they really weren't, but I did show those Chinese GPI radiators to a local dealership, Scott Power Sports. That's where I bought my KX 250, and they're just awesome over there. But he was like, man, I was watching the video. He's like, my man Brett over there, he's like, Chinese radiators, dude, really? He's like, whenever I see that on a build, it's like, kind of tacky. And the rest of this build has been so nice. I was like, I kind of agree with you, man. And he suggested this company, ICW. And basically what they did is they took the takeoff radiators and they reinforced them with these aluminum bars on both sides, which looks super trick. I'll give you guys a close look at the welds. I think his name is Brett also. I got to talk to him on the phone. Awesome, awesome guy. He has done work for guys like Ken Roxon and like top names in the business. Awesome guy. Got to talk to him on the phone, like I said, and he obviously does excellent work. He also welded the seams, top and bottom, and he straightened them. So these radiators weren't terrible, but they were the one was twisted pretty good. So as long as they're savable, he can twist them back and, you know, makes it basically, it's better than brand new with the gusseting and everything. So this is awesome. And I guess there was like a problem right here. I don't know what it was, but he welded that up, and then he tests them, make sure they're good to go. And this is going to be a hell of a lot better than stock, and it's going to be a hell of a lot better than those GPI Chinese ones. The only thing he doesn't do, because I know people are going to ask, is does he straighten the fins? Because if you've ever had, you know, almost every radiator has messed up fins, and even this one is still not perfect, but it's pretty damn good. I went through and probably spent a good 30 to 45 minutes straightening up fins. That's the only thing he doesn't do, and I'm sure that's because sometimes you can't make them perfect, and people would probably complain. I don't know, but he doesn't do that stuff. But yeah, I just figured that you guys would appreciate the ICW radiators. Now, moving down the line, I got a brand new OEM gas tank. It came from Scott Power Sports, got a great deal on it. And after I sell the old one, it's really not going to be quite breaking even, but it didn't make sense to clean the old one. And what I had to do, though, is replace the damn fuel pump. And man, what a pain in the ass that was. I put a new fuel pump in there. There's like 3 different fuel filters, replaced all them. And they have these hard plastic fuel lines in there that are kind of like really a pain in the ass to put on and off. But I got the job done. And what was really difficult was going from this portion in the back, it's connected to the fuel pump up here, and fishing that through and getting the fuel pump here to come through these little holes down here was not easy, man. Very tedious job. But, you know, you got to do what you got to do. So if you have to replace a fuel filter on one of these tanks and you think that's an easy job and you're doing this for somebody else and you're like, oh, sure, no problem. Fair warning, it is not that easy. Now in that rifle case right there, we've got our brand new suspension from Rocket Ron Racing. I want to open that up with you guys. We're going to do it in a second. First, though, I want to show you guys this tool. This is freaking awesome. This is a tool from KTM. You guys can see the little KTM logo right there. And what it is it's made for removing the inner race of the crank bearings. So I sent out my crank to get rebuilt. It was rebuilt by Power Sports Nation, and the rod was replaced with a brand new Wassner. So this is ready to go, but I didn't even realize that they put the inner races back on there. You know, I guess Jeff over at Power Sports Nation was like, I don't know if he's putting new crank bearings or not, so he just put the old races back on there. And of course I want to replace those. And it turns out you're supposed to use a special tool. So, you know, I always see tools as an investment. I think we could get this off if we really wanted to. Like we could grind a slot on both ends and put a puller and just pull that off. But like I said, tools are a great investment, especially for what I do. So I just went ahead and bought the tool. Give you guys a look at this thing. Basically, it's supposed to slide over this piece. And it just barely, there it goes, fits on like that. It's even flush on there. I mean, this is made specifically for this. And then you can see the little split right there. You squeeze this, and that grips onto it. And what you're supposed to do is put the tool in the oven to 300 degrees. Heat the tool up, and then once you leave the crank how it was. You don't heat it up. Put the tool on, and then the idea is that it transfers the heat to that outer race. Squeeze the tool tight, and we should be able to pull that right off. The other thing that I think is really funny, it came with this stuff here. I think this is a hanger for the tool. I can't figure out what else this would be, and it came with a decal to show you like what you got. So if you're going to put it in a case or something, that's pretty trick, man. KTM really going above and beyond with that one. You know what, man? What the hell? Let's see if we can get this thing to work. I just took this thing out of the oven. I've had it sitting in there at 300 degrees, which is what they suggested. Just pop that bastard on there, let it heat up the inner race. It does not seem to want to come off. Shit. I don't want to pull too hard on this because I don't want to throw our crank out of balance. What the f***? This was supposed to be easy, they said.
You know, sometimes new tools just don't work the way that you want, and you got to go back to brute force and angle grinders. You got to be really careful if you guys are doing this with your crank. You don't want to tighten this thing down too much, especially up here at the bottom of your balancers. That would be bad. So let's go ahead and get the other side done too. Man, they sure do make it look easy online when guys do this stuff. This is the actual part number from KTM in the service manual. So it's the right tool for the job. It's possible that, you know, maybe I need to chill the crank and heat up the inner race a little bit more, and then it'll pop right on. But it certainly does not seem like it just wants to pop in place. Now to get the new ones on there, we're gonna have to do a little bit of hack work. Enter the hack realm, if you will, since the special KTM tool is just not working out the way that we wanted it to. But I think we can get the job done here. Basically what I did here is I'm using the tool to hold the new bushing in place, which is already in there, or the inner race. And I have the two old ones here stacked up on top of the tool, then a washer, and then I've got the flywheel bolt in place. And I made sure this is twisted in, I wanna say at least 8 turns. So you don't wanna, I wouldn't wanna do this if it just had a few threads, because you could strip it out, but it's got a good bit of threads, and it's not like super tight. It's actually going in fairly easy. So this should get the job done. We might have to switch out the bushings as we get closer, but this should do it. Oh, I forgot to put the shims in. Damn it. Just can't win with this thing. Freaking pain. Pain in my ass, man. Our little adapter here is working good though. Okay, that seems to be seated all the way. What a pain in the ass. I have a feeling that a KTM dealer could do this job in like 30 seconds with this tool. It's very possible that I'm just using it incorrectly, but I don't know, man. When you want to get the job done, you just gotta do it the way that you know how. So if you guys know how to use this tool, I'm doing it wrong, or I don't know, let me know in the comment section below. I don't know what the deal is. All right, man, let's open up these shocks. Using a rifle case is like a hack that my buddies at Power Sports Nation showed me. Definitely helps with shipping, and then you don't have to find a giant ass box every single time. Plus, whoever your shock guy is doesn't have to find a box either when it comes to returning your suspension. All right, guys, I'm gonna do something here so that you can actually see them before I do. If I can turn this bastard around without dropping it. Jeez. Oh, you kind of can't see them. They're wrapped up. Oh, we got some merch. Got some merch, man. Some Rocket Ron Game On gear. Game on. That's awesome, dude. Thank you, Ron. All right, let's check out these shocks. Oh, check these bad boys out. I've got the blue Cerakote. Looks awesome, dude. Got them all rebuilt. I was going to get the bottoms done in the bronze color, but Rocket Ron told me that these things are a real pain in the ass to remove, and I was like, dude, don't even worry about it. Just leave them on there. I cleaned them up, and they look really good. So I didn't do anything special with these in terms of like valving and whatnot. I just told Ron to rebuild them. Apparently, the way that the previous owner, Mike, had them, he's about the same weight as me, and he said they were set up amazing. So I'm just going to leave them. I left them the way they were, but now they're freshly rebuilt. And then I may set them up with Mike if I'm able to do that, because he's actually pretty close to me. He said he's awesome at setting suspension up. The rear shock, same thing, just had it rebuilt. The only thing I changed was it used to have a white spring. So I had Ron powder coat the spring red. It's going to go with the color scheme a little bit better. Otherwise, though, this thing is just rebuilt. It's got new bushings and stuff. Suspension is basically ready to go. Let me get a piece of bronze. Just place that right. Yeah, and you guys can see what the color scheme is going to look like. I think with the neon yellow or the fluorescent yellow frame, which that's the other thing. I'm waiting for the frame. I can't wait to see that thing. They had a little bit of a snafu with that, and they had to redo it. So the frame we're waiting for. But the color combination, I think it's going to be one of those things that you have to see it, and it all has to come together. But man, I'm telling you, it's going to look awesome.
Guys, it's extremely expensive to build these projects. Without the help of these great companies, I just wouldn't be able to get the job done. Thank you to Bonehead Performance Coatings, Graphics Producer, Moto Blast, Partzilla, Power Sports Nation, Rocket Ron Racing, Scott Power Sports, Hermosi, and Wassner High Performance Pistons. Most of these companies I've been using for a long time, and I'm comfortable recommending them to you guys for your own power sports projects. If you're looking for a way to support me and what I do, the best way to do that is by using the companies that support me. All links and applicable promo codes will be linked in the description below. Also, remember to give this video a thumbs up if you're enjoying it. All right, let's get back to the video. In other news, I've got some really exciting news. I sold the Corvette. The Corvette is sold. So it's here right now. We're waiting for the title to transfer, and then the new owner is going to come pick it up. And here's why it's such good news. So the new guy that's buying it is like a total gearhead, and I mean, he sounds like he's absolutely crazy when it comes to dirt bikes and stuff. Anyways, he was here. He's looking at it with his wife, and he's like, you know, I really want to get this. I really want a project and everything. And he watched the video series and everything, and he's like, man, just one thing though. He's like, since you took the whole damn thing apart and, you know, you've gotten it to the point where it is, and I'm going to be kind of figuring everything out. He lives 20 minutes away from me. He's got a beautiful shop too. He was showing me pictures. Really, he's got the kind of shop that we need here. And he said, can I lean on you occasionally if I can't figure something out, or if I can't figure out where something goes that you took apart something? And I said, dude, you're 20 minutes away. I'm more than happy to help you out. In fact, if you'd let me film it, that would be awesome. And then I could complete the series. And he's like, he was stoked about it. He said, absolutely, man. You can come over, help me out whenever you want, and come over, film it. He said, when it's all said and done, you know, you can take it out, go drive and make videos and everything. So to me, it's the best case scenario. And in the meantime, I'd like to get a project that I can actually handle at the facility here, something that actually runs and drives, and we can do stuff to it in time. And I've really got my mind set on a classic. I'd like to get either a 64 to 73 classic car. Pretty much 64 to 70 is like my sweet spot for it. Depends what it is. If it's a Mustang or a Camaro or whatever, there's certain years where they just look awesome. So I'm trying to find one to where it is below what I got for the Corvette, so that it's like almost like a trade in my mind, and something that we can still put on the channel. We can it'll either need work. You know, a lot of classic cars that I've been driving around looking at them. Some of them are in horrible shape, man. You go look at them, the rot underneath is like, oh my God. But the mods is what I think will be really cool. Some of them already come with a ton of mods, and you know, you can customize those things to the max. So I just think that'll be an awesome addition to the channel. I've been driving all over the place, and I've learned it's almost like a full-time job. Just, you know, when something pops up on Marketplace or Craigslist, wherever you see it, and you've got to go look at these things, man. You can't just put an offer on a car, as we've learned with this Corvette. And they're all over the place, man. When you're looking for specific stuff like older Chevelles and things like that, you can't just go to your local dealer and pick those things up. So I've been driving all over the place. It just takes a lot of time. You end up spending the whole day looking at one car. And as you can see, there's still not one here. I've already looked at, I think, 4 different cars. It literally is like a full-time job trying to find one of those things. But that is, you know, just kind of what's going on behind the scenes. It's stuff that I haven't really been filming. But when I do find one, that will definitely be filmed. The only other thing to talk about would be the free ride. I've been riding this thing literally every single day. Like literally, just about every single day I've been riding this thing. It's just so nice being able to ride here at the house. I'm not even kidding. Like, my mental headspace and just overall outlook on life has changed. Being able to ride every day, it's just like, I don't feel like somebody is stopping me from doing what I want to be doing. So it's been absolutely awesome with that. I did get the parts for the rear brake upgrade. Well, I guess you could call that an upgrade if you like that. I've actually kind of gotten spoiled having the brake up here. I hated it at first, and now I'm kind of getting used to having that rear brake up here. But I don't want to be used to that because, like, again, this thing is supposed to be for training on the gas bike, and not a good thing to get used to. So I have the parts to convert that, and then I'll be upgrading the rear caliper too, because I have noticed one of the big complaints on this thing was that it has a weak rear brake, and it is. I don't really like the rear brake on it, aside from it being up here. That's pretty trick, but it's not very strong. Like, you've got to really wrench on it to lock up the rear end, where I like just being able to like barely touch it with your toe, the rear brake, and just slide the back end and stuff. So I'll do that. I got the frame guards that go on the sides also. So I'll probably do a video doing that, and then just like ripping around in the woods to see what the difference is, man. This thing is it's just so much fun to ride, man. So yeah, that's what's been going on in the shop. I will see you guys in the next video. If you enjoyed this, please give it a thumbs up, and I'll see you in the next one, guys. Peace out.